Director Callahan is absent. Director Fletcher?
Here.
Director Olson?
Here.
Director Powell?
Here.
And Director Waller?
And here.
Okay, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I move that the board approve the amended agenda for this April 7th business meeting as presented.
Point of order, please. After that.
Second.
I'd ask that we append an executive session at the front end of the meeting because of some late developing issues, and I wanted to provide some legal advice. I appreciate the opportunity to have you have that. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion on that?
No, you seconded, Mary?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher?
Aye.
Director Olson?
Aye.
Director Powell?
Aye.
Director Waller?
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Next up, in executive session, I move that the board move into executive session under Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402 4B, conferences with an attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions regarding the charter school contract and negotiations with Independence Classical Academy. Can I get a second?
Second.
And can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher?
Aye.
Director Olson?
Aye.
Director Powell?
Aye. Sorry.
Director Waller?
Aye.
Wasn't paying attention.
Okay, motion approved.
So, do you want to say at this time, we'll be back after? Or do
So
you
at
want
this
to?
time, 6:02, we're gonna head back to executive session and
We'll be back to continue.
Maybe 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
doesn't.
All right.
He is.
Next up, approval of minutes. I move that the board approve the minutes from the Board of Education meetings on March 24th, 2025 and March 28th, 2025 as presented.
Second?
Any discussion? All right, can I get a roll call, please?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
Okay, next up, we have communications, and we have the patient Brett McClendon here to present on behalf of the high school.
Just hold it down to turn it on, Brett, when you get up there. Hold the button for a minute to turn it on.
Yes, ma'am.
Till you see numbers.
I see numbers.
All right.
Well, yeah,
Sorry.
I see numbers. And make sure I got my reading glasses on, Will.
I can relate.
Thank you for having me this evening. Just a few things. This is a really busy time at the high school as we're getting ready to wrap things up. A lot going on. That's pretty much what I wanted to kind of highlight for you tonight as we get ready to finish. We did just finish registration, so we can start the staffing and scheduling conversation. So I just got those numbers this afternoon at about 5 o'clock, and so we'll start that process and be putting things together. A lot of things this week. The art show, in case you didn't know, started this evening at the high school. This is also Red Ribbon Week at the high school, which culminates in a dodgeball tournament on Friday. If any of you would like to participate, get a team
Wish
together.
I could. I used to love
I
dodgeball.
used to love football too,
It's
but
my
now I think it would
favorite.
kill me.
It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it's free to come and watch, so.
Medical is not free.
Yeah, that
That's what I was valid.
There is
Yes,
that.
yes. We also have CMS testing this Friday. We begin that for our 11th graders in science. Right now, I believe we're looking at without any additional opt-outs, around 140 kids taking that. I'm sure there will be additional opt-outs, but a lot of kids, which is great. We really like to see that data. Saturday night, as you may know, is the Stars Banquet. So we've got that, that's just this week. Next week, we've got the SAT and the PSAT on the 16th and 17th, so we'll be doing more of our state testing. And the week after that, we've got just a few more things. We've got our awards night on April 22nd at 6 o'clock. All of you are welcome to come if you could. Our big help day, where the whole entire building gives back, is April 23rd, which I believe is Wednesday. And then we have prom on Friday, April 25th. So, and then we have our jazz dessert concert on April 26th on that Saturday evening. So a lot going on this month, the next few weeks. A lot of great activities for our kids and for our community to come out and participate. Just a few more things that I'll highlight for you. The auto building is coming along. They are working on it periodically out there, which is great. We're moving along there slowly but surely. We're getting a lot of student certification opportunities this spring with CNA, with some of our Adobe Photoshop, with our auto programs. So looking forward to hopefully being able to put a little bit of money in the coffers for next school year based on how our students do this spring. They've been working really hard. And we culminate, and this is a formal invitation, and I'm sure Brooke will be extending more to you, but we culminate the year on May 24th at 10 a.m. with graduation, hopefully in the stadium, weather permitting. So we'd love to see all of you there. Great opportunity to celebrate our seniors and celebrate their accomplishments. And as I finish, I do have to say a big thank you to Lowe's and Jonathan Glassburn.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Just in the last 3 weeks, we have had 4 ovens, 4 microwave ovens, and a refrigerator
Wow.
donated to the high school for our culinary and special education programs. And without Mr. Glassburn and Lowe's, that building was built or opened in 2000. The ovens and the vast majority of microwaves are in there are from the year 2000. And he's been wonderful helping us in that program, and has expressed an interest to help us with a few more things. And I just can't say thank you enough to him, and thank you to the board for allowing him to put that in our building and you know, really benefit kids. I was in there today. The people who were at the art show this evening got to have cookies that were baked in those brand new ovens. So we're putting them to use already.
Probably tasted even better.
Oh, I'm sure they did. So really, that's it. We've got a lot going on. It's a very busy time, but we're winding down what looks to be another successful school year, and I'm very excited to get ready for next year.
Awesome.
Cool.
What % returning do you have for
I'm
next
sorry?
year? What's the % returning for
Is
next year?
staff or
No, for children.
It's probably hard to say, you're just.
Yeah, I haven't looked at those numbers yet. Like I said, I just got them at about 5, so I don't know what our breakdowns are yet. I know we're gonna be a little bit down just because we're losing 164 seniors. And at the middle school, and I'm not sure how many are coming over from Legacy, probably 20-ish, that's normal. So there's gonna be about a 30 to 40 student difference between what leaves and what comes in.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
we're looking at, I think,
Okay.
so.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you all very
Thank
much,
you.
and have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you, Brent.
Should I turn this off, Jamie?
No, you can,
Okay.
it's fine. We'll have someone using it shortly.
Okay, next up, board reports. Bless you.
God bless you. That wasn't a good report.
It's a report of allergies.
The sneeze or the God bless you?
Well, I'll start if that's okay. Just two quick things. We had the CAC meeting last week that I came to, and it was very good and very productive again. And we went over the sick leave policy that everybody had input on, and what we had talked about at our last meeting. We kind of brought that to them. Got a couple of other ideas. That's now going to be presented to TAC also, and so then we'll bring that back when it's time to bring it back, when everybody's looked at it appropriately. But it was a productive meeting. And then just the other thing is one more fundraiser for EEF on Wednesday, April, I'm like trying to read it through the back, April 16th is at Jack's Pizza. So this one will be kind of a little bit different and hopefully even better, because you don't have to say anything. They're just gonna give a percentage, I'm not sure how much exactly, of their day's sales without, you don't have to say this is for EEF. So it's just whatever their sales are that day, they're
That's
giving
pretty cool.
a percentage of that. So it's from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Go and have some pizza on April 16th.
Great. I haven't really had much happen
I have
since the
nothing.
last meeting, so, all right. Okay, Dan, you're up.
Okay, a couple of updates. Just want to update folks on Frontier. There's been a lot of chatter out there. Just want to present some facts. We did have some concern surface on our roof at Frontier, and so we have relocated some of our renters at this time. We did have, in investigating some leaks on our roof, we did have a couple of roofers who indicated their concern that the roof may need to be replaced, that there was some deterioration in the roof deck. Out of an abundance of caution, we went ahead and relocated our renters, which is our Legacy Homeschool Academy. They are currently going to be using our modulars at Elizabeth Middle School for the rest of the year. There was some concern at some of the spots that there could have been some potential mold. We did do some mold testing, and there is no mold in that building, so we are able to reopen our gym. So the gym will reopen effective tomorrow. So there is no mold in that building, so we're happy to report that. We are going to keep the building closed while we have a few more people look at the roof and determine exactly what the extent of that repair might be. But again, I know there's some people who have made statements like we put children in jeopardy, and I can say by all means that's not the case. Our roofs sometimes on our own homes have to be replaced. We just felt like because there were leaks, especially when there was an indication of there could be mold starting to form where those leaks were, we felt like it was in the best interest of those renters to just not be in that building until we checked that out, and
just
certainly.
to confirm,
Yes.
we did have that inspected twice.
Yeah, actually, it was inspected many a times. We've
Yes.
had leaks fixed earlier in the year, and at that time roofers had not expressed any such concerns. The current roofers indicated that the deterioration likely happened because of the snowfall. We had that heavy snowfall in November, and we've had snow sit for a period of time on the roof. And that's where they suspect that the significant deterioration has happened. So it was inspected twice by insurance. We actually had 2 different insurance companies inspect the entire building this year. It was inspected by the state building department in December to determine that the charter school was fine going into that building. And as I said, we've had some roof repairs done on that building throughout the school year. So again, out of an abundance of caution, when we saw leaks occurring, and again, there was some expression of some potential mold starting to form at those leak spots, we felt like it was best to close that down. So when the mold, potential mold was seen, Kara Grzinski, our fire marshal, felt like it was best because of the shared environmental feature with the gym. She felt like it was best to close all of it until we had the mold testing done. So the mold testing inside the building is actually no more than the mold outside the building. There's actually more mold outside than there is inside buildings, so I guess we should stay inside the buildings. Stars Banquet, I think you already mentioned. Stars Banquet is probably my favorite event of the year. I think we recognize children for something that we don't do enough of, and that's recognizing them for character. So this is my 3rd, although this is only my 2nd year, it's my 3rd Stars event. It was one of the first events I got to go to when I was selected as superintendent here, and it is my favorite event. So that is this Saturday at 5:30 at the high school, and I certainly encourage any board member who's able to join us to come. These are amazing kids, and to be a Stars alumni, that is a big deal.
It
And
is.
so all of
And
our
we're gonna
stars.
recognize some on the EEF board,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Nice.
Stars people just on the EEF board.
That is awesome.
I wanted to just say real quickly, I just noticed today, thank you for submitting to the newspapers. The Albert County News posted it on their Albert County News Facebook page today, and I
Awesome.
assume it'll come out in their print thing soon, and
Fantastic.
then hopefully in the Wrench and then News coming up too, so.
Fantastic.
So, and that includes all the names, so everybody's,
That's great.
in
So
there.
even more recognition
Yes.
for them this year. That's great.
And that's
Saturday.
tomorrow at what time?
it's Saturday.
Saturday at
Yes.
5:30 in the cafeteria. And do let me know if you're there, because I definitely will want to recognize board members who are present. So definitely
Oh.
see me. See me if you're there, so I know that you're present. State budget, again, we're at $1.2 billion shortfall this year in the state budget. Continuing to hear positive signs that the state is trying their very best not to impact the implementation of the new finance bill. It will slow it down, but not stop it from implementing. There are triggers within that new finance bill that we fought so hard for last year that would stop it from implementing. There is a lot of effort from Speaker McCluskey to still implement it, maybe cause another year to be added on to the full implementation plan. But we are currently looking at those implementation plans and budgeting accordingly for next year. So we hope to, at our next board meeting, actually have a draft budget for you to start looking at and seeing where we expect to fare next year in the budget. Do want to announce some administrative changes I shared with the board. Mr. Seafried at Running Creek has announced his retirement. So Michael Seafried is retiring as our principal at Running Creek. So we have begun the search. I'm excited that posting on Friday, we already have several applicants that have reached out. Mrs. Sorg has been a major source in helping us recruit. She's, of course, has been an amazing principal at Singing Hills. And has helped us in spreading the word to her colleagues from our neighboring districts who she's worked with. So we are excited to have already a great pool of candidates, and it's only been posted about 4 days. And then his wife, Dr. Seafried, our special ed director, obviously is also retiring. The one's not going to go without the other. And so we've also posted for a special ed director and also have applicants. So one of the things that we've noticed is that our applicant pool is much deeper in the last 2 years. So we're excited to be able to attract some high quality candidates. And then Rebecca Brooks, our CFO, she has accepted a job in D49, which is great for her. It's a bigger district. Her last day will be Tuesday the 15th. We are going to do a little reception for her on Monday the 14th for anyone who would like to come and wish her well. So that will be from 3 to 5 here in the boardroom. So again, we wish her well on her new adventure. And so we currently have candidates that we're screening for that position, and Mike Callahan, as your treasurer, is going to be involved in that interview process, and we'll certainly keep the board aware of that process. And then I did want to let people know, people may wonder what's going on at Singing Hills. We have brought in some asphalt through a partnership with the county. Any parent at Singing Hills will know that traffic backs up quite a ways on Singing Hills Road. We have expanded the teacher parking lot. There's an area off from the well area that teachers have parked in. We've expanded that with some crushed asphalt. Our hope is to clear the parking area in front of the school to allow some more parent pickup, particularly preschool in that area, but also potentially some other parents to pick up in that area, which will hopefully shorten the line on Singing Hills Road. Right now that line is at times backing up all the way past the fire department and blocking the fire department from getting out. And so that's been a concern. So if you're wondering why did the school district do that, that's been in partnership with the county. The county provided that crushed asphalt at no cost. They had it in their yard, and so we were able to bring that over and spread to expand that parking lot for teachers so that they will have their parking lot, and that front parking lot will be used for parents, and hopefully will allow us to redesign that parent pickup in the afternoon so that hopefully we can shorten that parent line in the afternoons at pickup. So I think that's probably enough from me for tonight. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Public comment?
Yep, just one.
Okay. All right, Michelle Kaczynski. I think Mike's on.
Yep.
That new asphalt's great for the food truck
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
that's right.
There you go.
Smashing success on
I
that.
keep seeing the trucks over there.
Yep, every Wednesday, 4:30. I am a mom at Singing Hills, and I will say the scuttlebutt about what's going on here is different than what you guys are hearing. A lot of parents are scared to speak out, and that's why I couldn't get anybody here to come with me. They're scared. They're scared of people attacking them, and to say how they feel about the school. So I just want you guys to know that. So sometimes when you don't hear voices, other people speak for their behalf, and that's kind of why I'm here. I want you to know you could put the 19 books behind the counter in the library. Just put them behind the counter. Put them under lock and key if you have to. That way they're still accessible. That ends the lawsuit, but they're out of reach. They're not gonna fall into the wrong hands. And that ends the lawsuit. That puts this to bed. It's a simple solution. Dan has told me that the book list, the sensitive book list, is one click in the library portal for parents to choose that they don't want their kids to have access to those books. These could be the exact same. That's what parents want. They want accessibility for the kids that they want to have it for their kids, and then it's not in the hands of kids that their parents don't want it. It's about parental control. Parents can pick, and it's a simple solution, and the lawsuit's done. I appreciate the survey you sent out about the cell phones, I will say. But your continued discussions about it seem to be overcomplicating things. You need to allow parents to decide if their kids can have their cell phones, which is parental control. Keep a simple policy on the phones that can't be distracting during classroom time, and make the punishment just swift and severe. Punishment that involves the parents. Because a school board can't make policies faster than technology moves or faster than kids can find loopholes in rules. I think we all agree with that one. We don't need the school board to create micromanaging policies, procedures, or protocols. The strongest planks of the Republican Party used to be small government and fiscal responsibility. What you guys are doing right now is neither. You're creating profound government overreach and you're taking away parental control. But let's talk about fiscal responsibility. If the board believes in the removal of these books so much, why are you guys hitting the media circuit? Why is he out there doing it? And Jeff, the two highest paid.
Excuse me, if you read our policies, it says no name calling, public
sorry.
defamation of individuals, don't
Why are
name
the two
individuals.
highest paid employees, I'll just leave it at that, on the media circuit instead of the elected board? If you guys believe in it, you guys should be doing it. Parents don't want you to take direction from outside influences, and everyone who speaks in this room wants parental control. What I'm here to do is tell you it's okay to change your votes. If your motivation is to indoctrination and fear, keep doing what you're doing. If this is about safe kids and parental control, make the change.
Okay, thank you.
And I would like a point of order. Why was that executive session called when it wasn't on the agenda?
We approved an amended agenda.
But doesn't that have to be posted before?
We can amend the agenda at the time of the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Good to
And it
know.
was for legal advice.
Mhm. No, I'm just asking.
Okay, next up, we have consent items. I move to approve consent items 9.1 through 9.4 as presented.
Second?
Can I get a roll call?
Director, no, I was gonna say Director Powell, sorry. Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Next up, action items. So we have our third reading of revised policy IHAM, health education. I move that the board approve the third and final reading of revised policy IHAM, health education.
Second.
And discussion.
No, I think it's dialed in now.
Yeah,
We kind of captured all of the
Yep.
changes, so.
Yep.
okay. Can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Next up, we have our third reading of the revised regulation associated with IHAM, which is IHAM-R, health education. I move that the board approve the third and final reading of revised regulation IHAM-R, health education.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on that?
Finally got that dialed in too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great job.
Way to go.
We amended little bits and pieces of that,
Yeah,
so.
it looks good. Okay, can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
Okay, next up, motion approved. Next up, we have our second reading of revised policy IKE, ensuring all students meet standards. So first up, I move that the board approve the second and final reading of revised policy IKE, ensuring all students meet standards. Can I get a second?
Second.
Who was the second?
John.
You can have it.
No.
I got it, I got
Get out of
it.
the
No,
middle.
So on this one, we wanted to add math. And while there's no research study that shows that lack of proficiency in math doesn't lead to a student not being successful or not being, or more likely to drop out, we just added that, and I will say I used AI for this, so I will confess I used AI for this. I did like the way that it came out, that obviously promoting students without math proficiency does lead to limited career or career opportunities, reduced problem-solving skills, decreased confidence, and certainly lower earning potential. So I thought those were actually really key areas that capture where that is. So I think that was the main thing you sent me back, to make sure that we weren't
Yeah.
leaving out math. So
Good job,
unless
David.
there's something more you wanted, did that capture it?
Yeah.
David?
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And I think the reading improving their reading will improve their math.
Absolutely, there is correlation there,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
clearly
think it will.
correlation.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, what we heard with legacy of removing technology from math, I think will help too. If we
Yeah.
can get to that some point.
Agreed.
You have to memorize the tables.
Yeah, and then I
You
did
have to
add,
actually show your work.
yes, I did add the word math to that last blue paragraph. So it's more than a grade level below in the area of math or reading or math, because we'll look at both when we look at promotion
Yeah.
for students. So.
Okay. Can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Okay, motion approved. Next up, second reading of revised policy ILBC, early literacy and reading comprehension. I move that the board approve the second and final reading of revised policy ILBC, early literacy and reading comprehension.
Second.
And discussion.
I think we
We've looked
captured
through it.
everything.
Yeah, we've looked,
Yeah.
okay.
We're
I
good
think
with it.
I think we've beaten it to death.
Okay, can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. And next up, it's our second reading of revised regulation ILBC-R, early literacy and reading comprehension, so it ties with the last one. I move that the board approve the second and final reading of revised regulation ILBC-R, early literacy and reading comprehension. Can I get a second?
Second.
And discussion. All right, can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
And last action item, it's our 25-26 board meeting schedule. So I move that the board approve the 25-26 board meeting schedule.
Aye, or second, or whatever it is.
Aye.
I'm just short circuiting this whole thing.
It's a draft, but, you know, it looks,
And
it
now you
looks
know my
good.
vote.
Okay, so Mary's got a second and an aye. Okay, any further discussion on that? Does it look good to y'all? Okay, can I get a roll call?
Director Fletcher,
Aye.
Director Olson,
Aye.
Director Powell,
Aye.
Director Waller.
Aye.
Again.
Okay. So our next board meeting is gonna be April 21st, 2025, here in the Boardroom District Office at 6 p.m. Does anybody have anything else they wanna add for new business? Okay.
I will just say that we will be bringing a lot of finance policies to you, so one of the things that I have been doing with Rebecca, so a number of finance policies that are not in the canopy, that are leftovers, that for whatever reason, this district has put a number of very odd finance policies on the books, so we're gonna be repealing a number of policies, so that make
Whatever
no
we can
sense
get rid of is
whatsoever.
good,
Yeah.
because we've got
And there'll
a
be
lot.
many coming forward, and Francisco
Yeah.
will come, because
Yeah.
a lot of them are related to grants.
Yeah.
And they kinda all intertwine, so she'll be coming to the meeting
Okay.
to explain any
And
questions.
that'll be
you
the
may have.
next group of policies that will be coming, and we'll try to get them to you early so you can look at them, so.
Yeah, we finished today, so.
Okay, with that, I call this meeting adjourned at wall clock 7:17 p.m.
Yep.
Okay.